Hello, and welcome back to Destiny: The Dark Below.
Go to the temple on the moon before Crota
Dark
is
below
made
where?
whole.
The dark below your armpits or something, I don't know.
6 of us went down into that pit. I was vain enough to believe we could defeat Crota, but the Hive caught his soul before we could destroy him, and then there was only death. We failed. You cannot destroy the soul of Crota.
This is actually the last story mission for The Dark Below, before we start getting into the strikes and the raid. So that's pretty fun.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Dark Below. Very short expansion.
Very short.
Go.
However, we are getting up to what people would call the turning point of when Destiny 1 became better.
Well, in terms of story, yeah, definitely. It got better in the story department, because there actually is one. Also, I just got a friend request from that guy who was emoting at me. Great.
Hey, you made a friend.
Alright, so this isn't the first time this has happened in these videos, and I'm not so vain as to believe that they've actually seen the videos on YouTube or whatever,
But we were not ready.
but I would appreciate it if, in fact, you are someone who watches the videos and plays on PS4, if you would just not send me friend requests while I'm recording. I mean, there's no way for you to know, so just don't send me friend requests. I'll solicit for it when I want it, alright?
Few of us made it beyond the
Also, on top of that,
the rocks.
hi Dustin K. Myers, if you are watching.
Those were the ones who made it inside. Stay alive.
Anyway, we are back on the moon, and we're going to the We're actually not going into the Hellmouth for this turn. For this time, we're going to the other major landmark, which is the Temple of Crota.
Oh hey, the Hive actually have ships.
Yeah, we've seen them before. We saw them during the last array when we were back on Earth. A long time
I'm
ago.
going to assume that was a very long time ago.
But this is the place where we woke the Hive.
The who?
Oh, yes.
What's the moon?
Is a moon. That's no moon.
That's a space station.
So there's not much to say. We're killing Hive, as you do in the Dark Below.
What else would you be doing?
Yeah, pretty much. We're just going into the pits again. See,
So
I
is this
told you
is this all Hive architecture, or is this kind of stolen in a way?
Column A, column B. I mean, well, no, this is all Hive architecture, but it's basically, you see the walls are basically just rock in most places. They literally just dug a big pit in the moon and started building in there.
Right.
Well, several big pits in the moon, I guess.
I was gonna say, I was just asking because, you know, some of it looks vaguely Hive-like, and some of it just kind of looks like, you know, purposeful platforms like a person would make.
Well, as far as I know, only the wizards can fly or float or whatever they do. So I would assume they need platforms to get across pits like that?
Oh, of course, it's not like, you know, Vex architecture. God damn it, that took. Whew, long day.
Hurry.
Well, the Vex are the Vex. You can't really expect much sense out of them to begin with.
Too much time spent traveling through time.
They don't have time to explain that they don't have time to explain.
Play dancer.
So I think I'm hitting the wrong button, because you see I'm only doing like that one strike, and normally you have like a 3-strike combo. Also, 360 quick scope. Wait, no, it doesn't. It's 360, but it was a quick scope because I forgot I had a sniper rifle equipped.
No, that was hard scoping, 100%. Get out of here with your scrub maneuvers.
Look, that's as close as you can get in Destiny to a quick scope, alright?
I will admit,
Anyway.
there was, like... I can't avoid it. I can't avoid talking about Destiny 2. There was some definite model changes made in Destiny 2 for the factions, it seems.
Yeah, I like what they did. It looks much cleaner than it does in Destiny 1. Destiny 1 looks a little muddy in comparison.
Crota.
Yeah, I'm talking more about enemy models.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I was on the same page on that one.
I feel like
I was-
the only ones that haven't changed are really, or the ones that have a legitimate reason for changing would be the Cabal, because you know you're fighting a specific faction of them.
Mm-hmm.
So of course they're going to have different colors and different armor designs.
Right. Well, the Fallen also have separate houses and banners and whatnot, and we'll get into that more, because that is definitely spoiler territory if I go further on that thought line that I was going to.
Oh, interesting.
So, about 2 minutes back, I was looking at that particular thing in the last room. DualShock 4 battery low. That is a Hive Seeder. That is what they were using to actually, you know, ship off their troops to invade a new planet. And in this case, it'll be Earth. So, we really don't want these guys doing that.
Of course, because you know everyone wants to take over Earth.
Well, they want to kill humanity. They want the Traveler dead, most of all.
Honestly, with the way humanity's going right now, they can have it. They probably do a better job.
Maybe. Who knows? So, yeah, sorry about that. I had to plug in my controller before it died, and then this recording would have been even worse. And I decided to not swap my sniper rifle out.
Right.
I don't know. I've apparently conditioned myself well enough to not use them so often. So I'm keeping the action flowing well enough. So I figure I can probably do well enough to keep them on.
Yeah, I will say this, Destiny does not seem like a video game that is geared towards sitting back and sniping.
You'd be surprised, actually. There are very many opportunities, but it's like a Halo game in that you have to be on the move and be able to aim well while sniping. In the first game, sniper rifles are legitimately the most overpowered things. Which is another reason why I decided to kind of can my use of them.
Except when you did that one quick scope.
Well, yes. And in certain raid encounters. Where there's actually just no other way to make it possible. That looks tasty.
Hive poo.
You know, it looks so tasty, you just want to reach in there, grab some, and smear it all over your helmet.
Is that meant to be a reference to something that I missed?
Maybe,
Find the
unintentionally.
Wingers. Stop them.
Hey look, it's a vestige. Just in the middle of the floor. The Hive are really inconsiderate, leaving their shit all over the floor like that. I mean, come on, pick up after yourselves.
You already saw that pile of literal shit back there.
Yep, I sniped that dude, and it will actually amount to literally nothing.
Because it's a knight.
It's a knight. He'll actually just shield up and regenerate it because he's one of the gun wielding ones, not a sword knight. So that was a shame.
What a waste of one whole ammo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, knife fighting anything bigger than like the base enemies of any faction is
Inadvisable
I mean-
at best.
inadvisable, but doable.
What about knife fighting a wizard?
Their
Been there,
wicked
done that.
soul.
Very not advisable.
Oh hey, it's regular Thralls and not just cursed ones.
Yeah, right? It was bound to happen eventually, though.
Or should I say, it's the enemies where you literally just hold down the fire button until they're all dead.
Either hold down the fire button or circle strafe while moving backwards, and then knife them. It's actually really simple to avoid thrall damage.
Well, maybe in this game.
Yeah. I think they've definitely done some AI modification in the interim.
Yeah, they're kind of big jerks in Destiny 2.
Well, they're still as weak as ever, so, I mean, it's not that bad. The Thrall, in the very least.
Mm-hmm.
But they are still very numerous, and we'll see that in due time.
I can't wait.
Oh hey, Ogre. Great.
Goddamn ogres. Get out of my game.
The only problem I have with Nova Mortis is the magazine size is super tiny. Like, you just start getting pumping in rounds, and it feels like that at the very least, and then
Crota,
you're out of ammo, you gotta
you're
reload.
waking him.
Crota.
Crota.
Look out for that in the upcoming Grimmar update.
I think I actually forgot last week's. Whoops.
Oh hey look, encrypted engram. I know what those
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. So there are 4 wizards. I am having none of it. Speaking of knife fighting wizards.
Well, that's cheating. That's like going to a knife fight with a gun.
But Doobie, Fox, god damn it.
Who?
I don't know.
I mean, I
Some weirdo.
respond to Fox. I don't know who that first person is.
But Fox, at close quarters, a fist is better than any gun.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Hey, look, it's got the same 3 dots that lady has.
That's actually... a lot of the Hive have that. That is basically a Hive trademark.
Okay, we shouldn't trust that lady who's sending us on this quest then.
No, she's trustable enough.
She does look a little bit dodgy though.
Well, yeah. I mean, she spent whoever knows how long in a Hive hellhole somewhere. Yeah, I fought, or at least hit, all of 4 of these wizards with one knife attack, super or otherwise.
You just hate wizards so damn much.
Crystal, destroy
I do.
it.
I do. But yeah, it's a good thing you mentioned the eyes, because if you've noticed, they've been following us.
I actually didn't.
Those goddamn eyes have been following us, facing us wherever we go. It's kind of creepy. I wish it would stop.
It just wants to know what's happening, that's all.
Well, okay. So that crystal is basically where Crota's soul is trapped. If you haven't been paying attention to the dialogue in the game. So, we're here to try and destroy that crystal. And therefore destroy his soul. However, I really don't know whether or not this mission was supposed to happen before the raid or after the raid. Chronologically, because we're destroying his soul now, but spoiler alert, Crota's the boss of the raid.
Well, I mean, unless it doesn't explain it, instead of destroying Crota's soul, you could have just freed it.
Maybe, I don't know.
Crota's soul is banished. You have given me the gift of vengeance. I thank you. And even if they don't yet know it, the city thanks you.
Maybe.
Again, I don't think it's going to be specified in any way.
No. I'm not even sure if the Grimoire says anything about it, but I'll take a look. But yeah, that's the story missions for The Dark Below. Next up, Strikes, and then Raid.
It's going so fast.
Mm-hmm.
How can I keep up?